So very happy to see you all here on the fifth day of our internship course on positive psychology. On behalf of the Red Pond Educational and Psychological Research Center and Yellow Pond Counseling Center, I welcome you all for today's session. And today's speaker is going to be Ms. Ananya Lakshmi. She is a counseling psychologist and she is currently working as assistant professor at Madras School of Social Work, Chennai. And she has got experience working as a school psychologist, a remedial teacher, counseling psychologist, and she's also a trained counselor. And she has got experience in being resource person for different sessions, and she has also been as guest speakers. This is all about her academics, and more than that, as a person, she is a nature lover. She loves gazing stars. She loves spending times in beaches, and as a person, she's very admirable and adorable to me personally. So let us have a good session from Ananya today. So the session is yours, Ms. Ananya.
Thank you so much, Chandra ma'am, for that lovely introduction. Yes, I'm really happy to have Sangeeta ma'am, Kanaka ma'am, Kadari. Okay, I will just call you as Raju. And I have Vishal Mukund ma'am and Deepa ma'am. I'm really happy to have you all here. And we will I will make it however interactive it is to. Sure, I'll make sure that I'll do that. And I just thought we will have college students. So I'm just wondering how many of you have watched Marvel movies here? The superhero stuff. You can put it in the chat box or you can unmute yourself and talk because I have a clip for you to watch. So I'm just wondering how many of you have watched it before or even known about Iron Man, Thor. Okay, Marvel, you here and there saw it. Okay, good. What about you? I didn't get a hi message from Mr. Raju, so I can know if you have watched any kind of Marvel movies. I would be really glad to know it. Okay, you didn't. Okay. So, Deepa, ma'am, what about you? And Kanaka, ma'am, what about you? Have you ever heard of those movies? Have you seen your children watch those movies and got irritated by any chance? Okay. I don't know if it was Suresh sir or ma'am, but okay, it's okay. It's all very. We can come to a conclusion after seeing the clip that because it is the final clip that I have got for you. I thought it would be very interesting. I will describe it before we, watch it. So it won't be like I don't know anything about that, so I don't understand. அந்த மாதிரி இருக்காது. I'll make sure that you understand what the clip is about. Okay. So yes, before we begin, Mr. Raju, can you tell me why did you choose to be as resilient, Raju? Is there any personal reason, or what did you think about it when you even gave that name to yourself during ma'am's session? Um, uh, Unmute yourself and kindly talk.
Can you please unmute Raj?
Yeah.
Yeah. They were, we all go through adversities in life, no, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, certain adversities I was been through childhood and all that. I have written in worksheets also. So that is when I just wanted to mention. I just wanted to be called like that.
I'm really happy that you have, got that, put that name for yourself. It is really good to know that somebody has thought about it. And I genuinely feel whatever name that we give, no, it's about us more than anything. So I truly appreciate you for giving that name for yourself. And we will learn a lot about it. You can also share your experience and other things if you are willing to. And during this session, it will be learning to everybody. So everybody will undergo something. And I'm sure we will. This is a very important topic, is what I'm trying to tell you. And thank you so much, Raju. And yes, we will go into the session. So is it okay if I share the screen? Yeah. Kindly let me know if you can see the screen, okay? Is my screen visible?
We are able to.
Okay, super good. That's a good news. So because when we are starting a presentation, most of the time that working.
Anya, கண்ணு பட்டு விட்டது. Voice is breaking. At your ease, Anya, at your ease.
Was it breaking too? Is it breaking too much?
Now it's very clear.
Then I think it's because of the full screen. Okay, I will just go with it for now, and I better off my video. I don't know how to off it now. Give me a minute. I'm sorry. Okay. Now I will present. I think it will work. I'm super happy seeing Vishal Mukund ma'am's video, but I'm not able to keep my video on. I'm a little worried about it. But let's have a chat after the presentation so we can see each other and we can have a conversation. Okay. At any point of the presentation, if you feel like I'm going a little faster or something, kindly let me know. So I will slow down because my pace is a little fast. So I'm just telling you in the beginning. So you can stop at any time and tell me, ma'am, your voice is breaking or whatever. Feel free to do that. So resilience. Actually, Raju sir already has given the definition for resilience. So what about you, the other people? What do you think the word resilience means?
Kindly
Okay.
unmute and participate. That would be more interesting.
Yes. Withstanding to the adversities. Okay. Okay.
Bounce back.
Okay. Bouncing back from a hard situation or something, correct? Okay, coming from down. Okay, somewhere we feel that we have undergone some kind of threat or some kind of unbearable trauma or something like that. And so, resilience means we are trying to adapt to that situation and we are trying to bounce back and come back to normal or try to adapt to it, basically. That is what the word resilience means. Okay, so moving on. Is my PPT completely visible or is it hiding the words because of the other chat box that I have opened?
It is completely visible, Ananya.
Okay, super good. Good news. Okay, so to have a proper definition kind of thing, resilience, if we say, it is a process of adapting well in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, threats, or significant sources of everyday stress. Okay, it is the process. Now, it is a process of adapting. We are not jumping into the adaptation immediately. It is a process. We have to understand that in the beginning before we move on to anything else. Okay, so resilience is a process of adapting well to any kind of stressful event or trauma that is happening in our life. So, what are the everyday stressors that you think? Any examples of everyday stressors? Losing a keychain or losing a key? Don't know where we parked our car?
Reaching to
That's all
school on
very,
time.
yeah, that is one other huge stress. But that are minimum level of stress. Okay, can we move on to something a little more? Morning hours. Yes, Vishal Mukund, correct, ma'am. Morning hours. Getting up itself is a big trouble, and making your children prepared to go to school and other stuff. Okay, this is more of a long-term stress that will bother a person. Okay, that is economic stress. Very good. What about the stress in our family. I want to answer from Deepa ma'am, Rahul, Raju sir, and others also. I would really appreciate it if I get answers. Yes, traumatic events like tackling in-laws. She's on track today.
Yes, yes, tackling the daughter-in-laws.
See, I think most of you are relating to it. I appreciate it. Then that itself, it's not a laughable thing, but yeah, it is very true that because we are facing those people every single day in our life, and if we don't have a proper relationship with them, that itself adds on to the stress every single day. So resilience is needed there also. We cannot take resilience to be something only if we lose a person completely, or only if we have lost a job we need resilience. It is not like that. It's a thing that we face every single day. Maybe a relationship problem with husband and wife, or with a mother and his daughter, or mother and a son, daughter and a son, daughter and a father, whoever. So such kind of everyday stresses are also causing a stress in our life, and we want to bounce back and try to adapt to the situation in all these things. So moving on, we saw what is resilience. Now we have to understand what is not resilience. Okay, few people think that most of us think that a person, if we say he or she is resilient, that means he doesn't undergo any kind of suffering. Okay, that is an assumption that people have. You can always find a person who is always smiling. Okay, for example, the case that we saw recently, yesterday or day before yesterday, I don't remember, the suicide case of a TV actress, Tamil TV actress. Okay, we don't know what is happening in people's personal life. There will be lots of people like that in our own life that we are interacting. It might be our own friend. Okay, so we cannot assume that people who are smiling always, or trying to have put forward a face that is looking very normal and happy, doesn't mean that they are okay and they are not suffering in the first place. And there are few people we feel that they are very resilient. No matter what happens in their life, they will be always chill and they will handle it very easily. That is one of the perception that we have. But as psychologists and in the mental health field, it's a basic thing that we all will know. We should not judge people based on whatever they are, just because of their appearance. So what resilient is not is, even if we see people that how they are fighting in a day-to-day life, or how they are being strong, that's what we say. Being strong doesn't mean that they are not undergoing any kind of suffering. They are trying to adapt to the situation, and successful people who are able to adapt are adapting to it. So resilient isn't something that a person, even if we see they are fighting for their life or anything, doesn't mean they are not suffering. It means they are adapting to the situation. So that two things that I want to make clear: resilience now, what it is, and what is not resilient. Okay, moving, I wanted to show a video, and I will share my screen. I don't know if I can directly share, so I will stop this and share that video. So, as you all told me that you haven't watched the Marvel movies, this is a superhero movie, and this Thanos is a person. He's a villain. Okay, he's coming down to the earth, and he's fighting against. He's fighting he's trying to destroy the earth completely. Okay, so what this superheroes kind of persons are trying to do is trying to protect the earth. Okay, so there is this person called Captain America. So Captain America is like a superhero who cannot be defeated, and he's super strong. He's very loyal. And there is Thor and other superheroes, but we are going to see only a small clip, which I think, yes, I will show it to you right now. Yeah. So this person is called Captain America. we will obviously identify the villain. So, okay, I think I'm not sharing the screen, so I better share it. Yeah. Okay, can you see? I think it's okay level of quality, but if you're not able to see it clearly, I will send it to you again. You can see it, okay? Maybe I am just inducing some interest into Avengers movies, so you can fight and compete with your children and watch it more, okay? So yeah, I'll just start it.
All my years on. I'll tell you now, never personal. Enjoy it. Very, very.
Okay, at this point, there is one person who had, it's a very long fight. This superhero, this Captain America, is being repeatedly hit by Thanos. Okay, the villain hits the superhero like terribly, and he kept on falling. Okay, and there were three other superheroes who just lie down like that because they couldn't fight in the same battlefield. The three of them are lying down in near somewhere near Captain America, and they all just are lying down. Okay, they are like fed up of fighting kind of thing, but they haven't got up yet. But he is a person who keep on fighting. Okay, he it's a very good line that is very famous. I can do this all day. That I can do this all day. Okay, that's a famous quote by him. Okay, like that's a very famous. That means whenever he fights, he tells this. Okay, whenever he falls down and whenever he gets up, and he will never, just leave the fight like that. He will get up and fight no matter what. Okay, so yes, and that was a very huge army there. Okay, he's just one person. If you see on the left, he's just one small person there, and on the right side of the thing, you see like from that end to this end, there is a very huge army, and he's pretty sure, anybody will be very pretty sure that if he gets up, also he will lose. If he fights, also he will lose. If he don't fight, also he will lose it. Okay, he will lose the fight no matter what. Okay, but still it's a decision of this person to fight and get defeated instead of just lying down and get killed. Okay, that's the whole point. Either way you're going to die only. You can fight and die, or you can just give up and die. Okay, this person decides to fight and die. And again, two things that we have to remember is, if we fight, at least we have an opportunity to win. Okay, if we fight against, there is an opportunity to win. But if we don't fight, it's 100% a loss. Okay, resilient people. It's not a superhero stuff. Resilience is not a superhero stuff. It's there in every single person. Okay, it's there in every single person. So it depends on whether we are trying to, bring that up and trying to fight it, or we are going to just uh, leave it like that and lose. Okay, it's just that. And again, at this stage, he's the only person. Remember, Okay, enough of the movie. If we keep watching the movie, we'll just watch the movie. So what I'm trying to tell you is now in this situation, it's the time that was needed. If these people decided not to fight and just give up in the first place before even fighting, they would have already got into the earth and they would have fought everybody and almost they would have killed half the population. Okay, at least whoever were there, they would have definitely killed. You can see the huge army. That is very evident. That is very true. That would have happened no matter what. But it's in order for you to get or there will be time that will be taken for you to get help from others. Maybe people did not realize that you are suffering or you're fighting. Okay, all that is needed is the time. So that time, what you're going to do is you have to try every possible way in order to beat the situation so that you get help. You should be in a position to get help in the first place in order to fight. Okay, at certain situation we are very sure and we know that we can't fight in a single handedly. Basically, I alone as a mother cannot fight for a certain things in my family in order to make my child to study abroad or study in a very good college. I alone cannot fight. I might need support from my sister-in-law or my own parents or my mother-in-law or father-in-law. At that time, before even giving up, asking your husband whether I want my child to study in this particular college because she is wishing to, you have to realize that you cannot just stop it right there before, and people will not know that you are having a problem. So you can start doing things in a very minimal level or to a small amount, so that you reach that point wherein people will come to help you and you can accept that help. So that is what I personally understand from the Avengers movie and the things. So that's one thing I wanted to always tell people. And is there any other thing that you have observed from the movie clip? I told my perception. I think I told much and I have convinced you all. But I just wanted to know if there is anything else that you understand from the clip. Somebody left the meeting? Kanaga ma'am, is there anything that you want to tell me about the video, your perception of the video? What do you think?
Ma'am, I remembered about this movie. I think I saw the movie.
Mhm.
Whenever he was hit by the villain, he stood up again and again. He stood up. That scene, I thought about that scene.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, if we are strong in our decisions, all with help for us, all come for help. Yeah, correct. Raju sir, do you want to say something?
Yeah. I mean, this should be taken as an example for children. If anybody, like most of the times we perceive in a negative way, if they're perceiving it in a positive way, it will be useful for them, because just not like an anime or a movie, but children who are same like this movie. There is a cartoon in Japanese cartoon called Naruto, so which also is based on psychological principles. They show all these positive psychology qualities: resilience, happiness, fighting back to adversities, all these strengths, against the fears and all this they show in Naruto cartoon. I mean that I've seen elders and young people also. I mean, I had a friend from childhood. He's watching such kind of Japanese cartoons, so he developed his resilience and so many.
I think connection is lost.
So I just want to share. I mean, it's in a positive note. If you are taking, so that will be useful.
Yeah. And when you're talking about or showing these videos to people, you should be very careful, because people will assume that it only is applicable for superheroes, which is not true. Okay, only a hero can just stand up again after fighting. It's the fight that they are showing is not fighting. It's about the real life situation that is happening to us. So we should be very careful in what we are telling to the children, especially if you're teaching children. They will get that idea. They see things and they get that idea, but we should be very sure about what we are talking about. So that's one thing that I wanted to say. And if you're
Ma'am?
struggling, yes, Sangeeta, ma'am, go ahead. Ma'am.
We should not see like all the scenes as just as a movie. So behind every scene there will be a lesson for us. So we should try to see that what it is.
Yes, very good, ma'am. Yeah. If you're struggling, yeah, thank you, Sangeeta, ma'am. And if you're struggling continuously, we are the superhero. That is, okay. Okay, maybe if you're fighting against or adapting to a situation, then we are superheroes. Our life is not a struggle always. We have to look into the positive things, and we have to feel happy about all those things that are happening to our life. Okay, yes, I know what you meant. Just the word is wrong. I understand, ma'am. So yeah, back to our sharing of video. I mean my PPT. So I think it's visible. It's visible, right? My PPT is visible, right? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, super. So the YouTube video is done. After that, I'm going to talk about what are the types of resilience. Okay, there are 4 types of resilience that people say. So something is called psychological, emotional, physical, and community resilience. These are all the words that we often hear. Okay, we just have to apply all those things to resilience. That's all. Okay, as psychologists, we always remember physical, emotional, and psychological. But one thing is extra here, which we have to focus on. That is community resilience. I will talk about it a little later. But what do you think is psychological resilience? Is psychological and emotional kind of confusing, or is it clear?
Yeah, confusing. Both are same, we think.
Both are same. But there is a difference. What do you think is the difference? Let's just look at the words emotional and psychological. Psychological now, what do you mean? And emotional now, what do you mean? Psychological is a bit difficult to know. What do you think about the emotional part?
The tears we have, and
Yes.
we have to overcome it. That is emotional resilience.
Very good, Sangeeta ma'am. Very good.
The psychological resilience is somewhat like when we get into some disorder. So how far we are coming back and overcoming that.
Your emotional part was right. Psychological, you have to think a little more, ma'am. Yeah. But thank you for your contribution. I will explain it. Let's allow me to talk. Yeah.
Ananya, I think in my
Yeah.
understanding, I think psychology is more oriented towards mind and emotion is more oriented towards heart.
Very correct. Very, very clean description. So again, I will ask a question. What do you think? What is mind?
Yeah, see, I mean, mind is an abstract concept. We cannot should not get into this, but the psychology, as in it involves about thinking your brain structural process, and
Yes.
it's your behavioral process. Emotion is also a behavior, but which is talking about about your emotional health aspect. When anything which is harming your emotional health, for that you will be becoming resilient to cope up with your emotional problems and all. That talks about emotional
Correct.
resilience.
Very good, Raju sir. And clap, okay, for you.
I agree
Yes,
with
yes.
what Raj said because, as he said, talking about mind and heart is highly debatable.
Yes.
But I agree with what he said is like mind is the process oriented thing, heart is the feeling thing, what you feel.
Yes.
So I think in that way, I feel.
Can I share, ma'am?
Sure, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yeah, emotional is little bit what we feel like conscious mind, and psychological is subconscious mind. Talking about?
Not exactly, ma'am. Psychological is more of thinking and behavior.
Okay, fine.
Yes, I appreciate your effort to contribute. But yes, psychological is more of the mind, as ma'am and Chandra ma'am and Raju sir said. Mind is again debatable. So let's just put in the words like thoughts. Okay. So what are we thinking, and what is that part that is blocking us? Maybe the negative thoughts that is like surrounding us. That is stopping us from moving forward. So that would be psychological resilience. So if we are able to break all those negative thoughts and move forward in our life, we can tell that we have a psychological resilience. It is not only thoughts, we have lots of other components. We can see it a little later. But emotional, as you all correctly have understood, yes, thoughts versus feelings, correct. Emotional is basically what I fear. Is it it's feeling. It's basically the emotion that we have. We have anger, we show happiness, we show disgust. Okay, so these are the emotions that we feel. Okay, so if there is a block in any of these places, and we are not emotionally, if there is a trauma or something that had happened, if for example loss of a person, so we are emotionally affected because of that. So if a person is able to undergo that grief process, overcome it, and go through all those stages and come out of it, then that is very clear that this person is emotionally resilient. Okay, and physical resilience is very simple. It's about your body in general. So how is that even resilience, we can say? It all are interconnected, I would say. Okay, if I have a healthy mind, I will have a healthy body. That's what we all have learned. That is uh, proven like over and over and over again using all those research things. Okay, there are cancer patients who feel better. Whoever a cancer patient who is high in resilient has been proved to have after recovery symptoms to be less. The after recovery symptoms people will have. So those symptoms are really less, and the pain that the person is undergoing after recovery or after the treatment is really less when compared to a person who is having a lower resilience score. So it's resilience is not something big. We will come to that point. I'll tell you a little later. Resilience is not something that is extraordinary. It is very, very ordinary that everybody has. It's just the support. It should be from within and also from the outside resources that we are getting. I will come to that next slide maybe. So fourth is community resilience. They're just type, no, they're just putting into different words and putting it, that's all, nothing big. Community resilience is very simple. If for example there is a tsunami or a flood or some kind of earthquake or something like that happen to the entire community is affected because of it. So if, for example, the farmer community is affected right now, so everybody are trying to fight back. That is an example of community resilience. Everybody are there in Delhi and they are trying to get justice for whatever they are, fighting for. So that is a whole community trying to bounce back or adapt to the situation that is happening, the trauma or the adverse situation that is happening. So that is the whole community resilience. That's all. The word tells it. So these are the types of resilience. And it's always nice to see people's faces in the I really genuinely think that one of us or two of us or all of us will, become very eminent psychologists or somebody. You'll find out something and our photo will be, put up in somebody's PPT like in 10 years or why 5, 10 years, 15 years someday. Okay. It's good, right? And we have to, whenever you're teaching your students, if at all you are in the teaching field or something, make sure that you put up people's picture. They have contributed something to the field. So, we had to acknowledge them in some way. Okay, at least next time they won't remember the name. My students definitely won't remember the name, but at least they will see, I have seen this face somewhere. He's a psychologist, at least that they will know, right? So that's the reason why I have put it there. But anyways, so have you heard of this theory, resilience theory? No, right? Yes. If you have heard of it, I'm really appreciating it. Yeah, okay. So it is not a popular theory. It is not even, we can't even consider this a theory, but yes, Okay, then we will learn about it. Nothing wrong in not knowing. So yes, so it is just usually a theory. We call something as a theory because we are trying to test some hypothesis. Thank you, ma'am. That's a compliment in the middle, but yeah, I appreciate it. So resilience theory, usually theory means it should have some kind of conceptual framework. Like I'm trying to test something that nobody else have tested before, and I'm giving it a name, and I'm trying to put on lots of hypotheses, and that's where I test the hypothesis and find out things. So that's how usually theories work. But it's resilience, right? They are trying to make it a little. This is a very new growing field, and every time somebody is researching something, they add on to this field. They add on to the already existing things. So this theory is very. They don't even have a hypothesis. That is very true. Okay, they don't have a hypothesis at all for this theory. It's just you know conceptual framework wherein they are trying to understand how some individuals, not like resilience is something that differs from person to person, right? So they are trying to find out how certain people or some individuals are bouncing back in their life after experiencing some kind of difficult situation. ஓகே பேசிக்கலி அது எப்படி சங்கீதா மேம் வந்து பவுன்ஸ் பேக் பண்றாங்க, இல்ல ராஜு சார் வந்துட்டு பவுன்ஸ் பேக் பண்றாரு ஏன்னா அவர் ரெசிலியன்ட் வேற சொல்லியிருக்காரு. ஹவு அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு they are testing. That's all, nothing else. Okay, so for this lots of people contributed. It's not just one person. And to be very specific and to tell that 80-90 ரிசர்ச்லாம் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லும் போது that would be Norman Garme, whatever, and I'm sorry sir, I'm sorry, and Anne Maston and Ike Tellen. Okay, so these are the people who actually contributed to the field much. They have done lots of research and they are doing a wonderful job even right now. Few of them are alive, and they all are American psychologists, by the way. So they are the key contributors, and resilience theory is that not having any hypothesis in general, but it's just to find out how certain people are bouncing back. That's all. So they have of several thousand researchers on the field found out that they have 4 characteristics. These are the basic things that has come out. They have found about resilience. So I'm asking you questions. Okay, first thing is resilience a static trait or a dynamic process? Static trait now, it is something that is inborn or that a person already has. That is static trait. Or is it a dynamic process? Now it keeps growing, it keeps changing, it keeps increasing or something like that. So very good. I have smart kids in my class. Okay, yeah. I understand why Vishal ma'am says it is both, because certain people, I appreciate all the other answers also, but I'm explaining why she would have told that. Okay, maybe you can tell me, ma'am, why did you say that?
Actually, if you are noticing somebody, they are fighting from their trauma, like that, they are seeing their resilience process. We want to be like them. So we are changing our problem. We are coming out of our problems like that. Sometimes we have some inborn talents like this. We have that mentality. Let me go out of this. Let it be like that. We will think like that. No.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yes, ma'am, correct. So yes, I have a question in the chat box. So, ma'am, I will just repeat what you have told. Static, to be sure, resilience is something that maybe we have gotten from our parents, maybe from our grandparents. There is a possibility that people have got it from their parents. Okay, but is it a dynamic process. Abhin keta, it is 100% a dynamic process. We can always learn to be resilient. That's one of the reasons why a lot of research is going on in the field, and that is one of the reasons why we are having this conversation in the first place. Why I took the topic, okay? Because I believe that people can be resilient. Okay, we can, bring that up. So yes, ma'am, Chandra ma'am has asked the question. If we have it, like if we have got it from our grandparents or somebody, we can. Is it possible to lose it at any time? Is her question. For that question, I will answer when we come to the third point, Chandra ma'am. Okay, let's just hold that question for a minute, and we'll come to the third point. That time I'll tell you the answer for that. So for the first thing, they found out that it is basically dynamic. Okay, though it has come out from our thing, it is not a fixed trait. It is not a fixed trait that cannot be changed in Ramari Kadayade. It is a thing. Okay. Yes, Vishal ma'am, correct. So second is they have, yeah.
Ma'am, I have one more this thing, that static means the person will be static on the thought that he has to come out. That is, he has to be resilient. That thought will be static, right?
Static is a very this personality. Here, static means what to say? A personality trait that cannot be changed.
Okay.
Yeah, I will tell in clear words maybe as we go on. Okay, just have that question also. Okay, for here dynamic process, we are just telling that it is a dynamic process because we can always add on to things. Okay, second thing is resilience an extraordinary asset or an ordinary resource? I told the answer before, so I want answer from you. Is it an extraordinary asset or a ordinary resource? What is the time? Oh my god, we have only 15 minutes. What do you think? Is resilience something extraordinary that only superheroes will have, or is it something ordinary people also can have? Yes. Yes, thank you, ma'am. So it is an ordinary resource that we can get from people, from our family members, from our connection. I will tell you the sources or ways to build resilience in the next slide. So you will understand that connection is one of the key component that will help people to be resilient. So it is an ordinary resource that can be found near you. So it is not something extraordinary, but it is an ordinary resource. So third thing is fixed versus variable. Okay, in this case, a student or an individual can be resilient over something, but cannot be at some other stage. For example, if he or she face an examination, okay, so he can adapt to it and he can be resilient over it. But if he or she is having a family issue, a fighting parent or something, he or she is not resilient at that place. So it is a variable. At one place, a person can be resilient. At another place, the person cannot is not that resilient as he is. Okay, that's why we are all human beings. We have lots of things. This is the dialogue that you would have heard from people. இவ்வளோ கஷ்டத்தை இவ்வளோ இதை பார்த்துக்கிட்டு இருக்க இதை உன்னால தாங்க முடியலையா? If I assume that everybody knows Tamil, if not, I'm telling you again, people will come and tell you, especially when you're a psychologist, no, you give advice to everybody. And when you are having a problem, why are you not able to deal with it? Okay, that's a question that we ask. So we have certain, at certain place we show resilience, and certain places we want somebody else to help us to be resilient. Okay, that's what is fixed or variable, and they have proved that it is a variable. Okay, it varies from one situation to another situation, and that's what we understand from that. Now, Chandra ma'am, have I cleared your answer? Your doubt?
Yeah, I have got one more question
Yes,
regarding
go
that.
ahead.
Just I have put it on the chat.
Okay. To be more clear, let us consider a resilient person, either it be a genetic or trained, okay? Will there be a point where they suffer to bounce back? Yes, ma'am, obviously. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Adanalada, they are not telling it is a genetic trait. It is not 100% genetic trait. Okay. It's something that we learn, and it is completely about the situation that we grow in. Okay. If we are having lots of problems in the family and other things, though your father and grandfather was resilient and they fight back, you can to a certain level only. Until until and unless you get help from somebody else, you will not be able to bounce back. So everybody will have, though they think that they are resilient, let's just be conscious. If somebody is telling that I am 100% resilient, at some point in their life, if the situation is too severe and they are struggling, there is a very high possibility that they will suffer to bounce back. But they will seek help. There are other characteristics, okay, because they are used to be resilient. They are just struggling. Okay, they will be able to ask for help and bounce back. Struggling is there, suffering is there, but they will bounce back. That is what I'm trying to tell. If is that clear, ma'am?
Thank you, Ananya. I'm okay with it.
Yes. Oh my God, I have very less time now. Okay, last one is resilience theory versus resiliency theory. Okay, resilience means what we are talking about right now. Okay, it's about changes, it is about things. Okay, resiliency means we are just focusing only on the person. Okay, this person's character is he is resilient. Okay, so he's a resilient child. That is a wrong word. He shows resilience, or he's resilient in adapting. He's yeah. Oh, I forgot the words. But yes, that's one of the finding. It is not just a characteristic that they are telling. This person is resilient, and we cannot say. Okay, that is just one of the words that we are not describing that person as a resilient. They have fought back. Those are the words that they are using in bouncing back, adapting. These are the words that they are using in resilience theory. Resiliency is just a characteristic. So if you have doubts, I can clear you a little later. We are running out of time. Ma'am, what is the time?
Got 10 more minutes for today's session.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if you think you need more time, please do come back tomorrow with resilience. No worries at all.
I have tomorrow on some other topic. Okay, I will just quickly finish off. It is very easy now. So there are four components. Yes, ma'am. Okay. There are four core components of resilience. That is, to build a resilience, lots of connection is needed. So that Captain America scene, if you remember, just because he had so many things, people that are ready to help him, he asked for help, and they know that they have to come to help him because he had connection with people. Okay, they all came together to help him. Likewise, if we have connection, then it will be easier, and that is one of the characteristics to be resilient. Wellness, it is not only like physical wellness but also mental wellness. Okay, psychological wellness. So for that, we have to sleep properly, eat properly, exercise, and take care of our body in general. Okay, and healthy thinking, this is one of the reason why we say resilience is can be built, because all these things are external factors. If you see, okay, wellness, we can take care. Connection, we can make connection. These are all outside things. And healthy thinking is something that have to come from within. Okay, so it is a combination of inner and outer resources. So healthy thinking, we have cognitive behavior therapy. So you take off or just start communicating to yourself in a positive way. So your behavior is changed so that you are having a healthy life in general. For example, economically somebody is affected, financially having a problem or something. So if you block your mind saying that I have a financial problem, okay, you would have experienced this in your life at least once or twice. Okay, so at night, during the night, when you have a problem, you think about what can I do about it, Abhin, if you have thought and slept off, the next day morning you would have actually come up with a solution. At least for the next 1 weekly, you would have come up with a solution, because you are looking for solution, you're finding the solution, you're trying to find a solution. Your brain works according to what you tell it. Okay, if you're asking for a solution, it will find a solution for you. But what negative thinking or people who don't have a positive attitude towards life or just don't have a positive thinking is what they do is, I have a problem, I have a problem, I have a problem. அதுக்கப்புறம் அதுதான் பிளாக் பண்ணியாச்சு. அதுக்கப்புறம் where is the solution finding? Where are you instructing your brain to give a solution for your problem? You have a problem. Your brain knows that you have a problem. That's all. End of the story. It won't find a solution until you ask it to find a solution. That's how brain works. You're giving instructions, right? Everywhere you're giving instructions. So that's a very thing. And everywhere you have to use words. அது வந்துட்டு வேற ஏதாச்சும் ஒரு கிளாஸ் வச்சுக்கலாம் தனியா. அதுக்கே ஒரு 1 hour ஆகும். So next is purpose in life. People commit suicide, people attempt suicide. It's a verge அந்த impulse act ன்னு சொல்லலாம், இல்லைன்னா அந்த நிமிஷத்துல பண்றதா கூட இருக்கலாம். Otherwise they have planned. Usually suicide they will have planned for a very long period of time, and they would on a particular day it would happen. So in order to avoid such thing, purpose in life should be known. Okay, purpose in life should be for that, we have an activity which I don't think we can do now, but I will tell you how the activity goes. You sit in a very calm place, and what you will do is you will think that you are in your 80 plus, when in your 80s, okay, and you have people surrounded by you, 1 or 2 friends of yours, your husband, your wife, your children, and your colleague, 1 or 2 colleagues. That's all. You don't include more people. The immediate circle, like your wife or husband, children, and the colleagues, 1 or 2 of them. They are just there for you. Okay, just surrounded by you, and you are just sitting in a chair comfortably, and what they are doing is they are telling you how they felt about you. Okay, what are the characteristics that you had as a person? What did they like about you? And you'll just write it down in a sheet of paper. This is all assumption, okay? You think your child will think you are the happiest mom, or you are the best mom in the world. Do not stop with that. What is the description of a best mom? Okay, what is the best description of a best wife? Okay, what is the description of a best colleague? Were you loyal? Were you honest? Were you very responsible? Were you on time? Okay, a lot of things. You're very caring, very understanding. Is that the reason why your child is telling that you are yes? So you have to understand all those things, and you have to write it down. So if you look at those things, you will understand that there are so many people in your life that they are having a very high hope for you, and also you are needed, and you will become that after your 80 years of age. They haven't changed their perception. Okay, so you have to understand that, and that's
You, Ananya.
hello. I think you can hear me. So it's not
No, it's okay.
okay. So that's one of the activity wherein you can find out the purpose in your life, and it's about people. I told I did not even include the achievement that you have got. Understand, it is about people and connection more than what you achieve in your life. If you're helping out people in general, that will increase your self-esteem, and that will help you. So adding on to those things, self-awareness is very important, who you are as a person, and coping skills is important, communication skills are important, and possible what we can do. That planning is important. It should not be something extraordinary that is unachievable. That kind of planning should not be there. A proper plan that is possible should be there. Okay, so these are the things that you have to remember, and these all will help you increase your resilience in general. Okay, this is the last slide. I'll quickly run through it. So this is another person. He's a pediatrician, and see how happy he is. Okay, look at the smile at his face. Okay, I genuinely believe he's a person who really care for the children in general. He's a pediatrician, and his name is Ken Ginsberg. and he's a doctor. So yes, this person, what he has, he's working with children, of course. So he had decided, okay, I have to make my children's life beautiful. Okay, and they have to be resilient, because pediatrician, only when somebody is having a sickness will go to a child who is sick will go to a pediatrician, right? So he might have thoughts, lots of people like that, and he decided my children have to be happy and have to know how to be resilient. So he came up with 7 C's. You know, 7 C's you can always relate to, because children usually learn like that. 1 C, 2 C, 3 C. So first C is for competence, second C is for confidence. So like that. So he came up with this thing so that all the adults also remember. Okay, these are also characteristics of a resilient person, we can say, or these are things that is required for a person to be resilient. So, ma'am, I will quickly finish off. So first is competence. What does the word competence mean? What does the word competence mean?
Compete with our own negative traits or else negative happenings in our life.
Maybe Sangeeta ma'am correct, but here competence means a little different. Yes, you told her. Yes, you told her. But oh my god, my voice does it sound so bad. Okay, so competence, you're right. So what are we using to fight it? What are the things that we are using to fight it, Sangeeta ma'am?
Stubbornness.
Okay. Important things that is required to fight. We cannot simply be stubborn and succeed, no? What is that thing that is required?
Courage.
Okay. Inner strength. Okay.
Whenever we are in a particular situation, that somebody is like having resilience, wherein they will know that whichever situation they have to tackle with, but in the particular situation if we are put in, we will be competing with whatever the negative forces or adversities, so to make them in a positive way.
Very good, Raju sir. You're also correct. Sangeeta ma'am, you're also correct. But I'm asking you, are we using some kind of skills in order to fight?
Introspection, try to analyze our own potential, what we have to overcome.
Yes, yeah, self-awareness, introspection, questioning ourselves, correct. Are we? Yes, that is a skill, right?
Question, Ananya, to compete, we need some skills to be developed.
Yes, correct. So we are using all those skills in order to compete with anything in life, basically. So that is one of the resilience. We have to build in the skills that are required to fight back anything. For example, communication is a skill. Okay, so we saw social interaction is a skill. Not everybody has it, so we can build it anytime. So being confident also can be built through something. So that is the skill that is required to compete. So that is what he's meaning by the word competence, that people have to know. And second is confidence. We know the word confidence. Okay. So connection is again very important. So we have to build in connection in order to be resilient. Only then we can, only if we have connection, will we be able to ask help, which is very difficult to ask help for a person like very stubborn person, or a person who thinks that we have to solve the problem by ourselves. If at all I have an opportunity to talk to you about all those things, I will do it sometime later. Okay. Then character. Character in the sense to which is right and which is wrong. To decide which is right and which is wrong. Okay. And take a decision about it and then move on. Okay. So that we are in control of our life and therefore we are dealing with it. Okay, so resilience is somewhere related to character. So which is good, which is wrong, which is bad. Okay, that kind of thing. So next is contribution to the society. Okay, or to somebody. If you think your whole world is your children, contribution or doing something that makes them feel happy will increase your self-esteem and will make you feel better, which will actually make you resilient, because if you feel good that you're doing something to them, you will be sure that you have to feel good so that you want to do something for them. It's like something. Yeah. So next is coping. Coping is a skill that again people have to build in, and any kind of coping. good coping இருக்கு, bad coping இருக்கு, healthy coping இருக்கு, unhealthy coping இருக்கு. Yeah, and control, self control is very very important in order to build resilience. So these are the things. You can Google any of these and we can talk about each of these things for like hours. So just remember these 7 C's and this will help you build resilience. That's all. And yeah, one last slide. So I'm not going to explain any of these. If you want to find out any research studies based on resilience, use these keywords. Okay, in mental health now, depression and anxiety, how is it related to resilience? People who have a higher level of resilience is able to fight back depression and anxiety, or generally do not end up having depression or anxiety. And resilience and health condition, as I told, cancer, immunological disorder, immunity system is also having an impact on if a person is high in resilience. Brain injuries, they have talked about. Ellame irukku. Okay, just Google it, use these keywords and Google it, you'll get it. Digestive condition and skin condition also. Then last is gender difference. Is there a gender difference between resilience in resilience? Do you think men have high resilience, women have low in resilience? அந்த மாதிரி ஏதாச்சும்? That's the last slide. I'm going to say thank you. Okay. It's kind of a muscle, and okay, somebody said women has more resilience, which is being a perception for a lot of people because women live long. That is a very proven fact. Okay, so there is a very high assumption that women have high resilience. It is still a debate, but they tell that both men and women have equal amount of resilience. So that is a study, and still they are doing research on that area. So concluding slide, like building a muscle, increasing your resilience also takes time and intentionality. If you intend to increase your resilience and if you patiently work on it, you will be able to increase your resilience. So with that, I'm saying you all thank you so much for patiently listening to me. And I have a worksheet for you, which I will share it, and I will tell you which are the things that you have to do. And I think you will have some kind of self-awareness after you do that worksheet. So I took 5 minutes extra. I'm glad that I took only 5 minutes extra. I thought it's like beyond 5 minutes. Yeah.
Thank you, Ananya, for your valuable contribution and your thoughts about resilience. At least to me, it gave more clarity and understanding about what it should be and how it has to be dealt. If the participants have any feedback to talk to Ananya, we can have a couple of minutes and then we can start the next session.
Let me drink some water, everybody. I only showed it, but still, like, to take care of your health first. I've shared the
Ma'am?
Yes, Samantha, ma'am.
No, we have become resilient to have sessions without water.
That's not healthy resiliency.
Your haha is reminding me about that movie Rajini Murugan.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, Sangeeta ma'am, did you want to say something?
Yeah, it was a wonderful session, ma'am. I have this is your session I'm attending. This is for second time, I think. So only you were familiar when I saw that posters, when sir posted. So only for you, I enrolled it. So I definitely wanted to attend that session. Then I have not seen Subhashri ma'am and all. So only I know only you. So only for you I have enrolled this, but it's going excellent. So very good knowledge we are gaining, and
yeah, it means a lot. Yeah, I put in lots of activities, but I'll make sure tomorrow we will have lots of activities. Okay, have a character strength. Yes, Kanaka ma'am, please go ahead. I'll mute myself.
Doubt, ma'am. If somebody bounce back from a griefness, we think they are resilient, but they are repressing that type of griefness. So we can't say that person is resilient, very having that character, resilient character. Can't say that like that. Is it correct, ma'am?
Yes, correct, ma'am. Unmute, yeah, great. So, as I told you, resilience is something people think they have, okay, in the first place. And maybe they are not telling us that they are resilient. We are assuming that they are resilient in the first place. Maybe they are still fighting. And if you are clearly telling me that they are suppressing their thoughts, they haven't come out of it. They sure have put in a show, say, pretending or something like that, to make the people around them think that they are, fighting their situation in a good way. I would not say no that they are resilient. Resilient people come out of things and they fight and they just get over it. These people, I can say, they are depressed in some way, or they are still having some kind of issue. It's a perception of us, I think, more than, I don't think they will say that they are resilient. Maybe. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Any questions?
Thank you, Ananya. If you still want to continue the session, it's okay. Otherwise, it's
can
all
I hear, ma'am?
Yeah, I can
You want to
hear
ask
you.
something? Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
I mean, whatever these four types of resilience, I just have an observation wherein the slum children, whether it is in Mumbai, Bandra, or slums, or anywhere. So, and I have seen resilience in one place in Kamatapura, which is a biggest red light area Asia's biggest red light area in India, which is there in Kamatapura. Another one is slums. So they are in Dharavi slums in Mumbai. So there they have seen the resiliency in physical, psychological, whatever you talk about resiliency, they will be having that. And I was having this peculiar observation. Later on, I have seen that somebody was doing this with slum children. The resilience. One of my faculty published a PhD thesis on resilience only. That she observed greatest resilience of all kinds of resilience in the slum children.
What do you think is the reason for that, sir?
Yeah, I mean, you see, for us, like normal, anybody who want to learn, because we are talking about several things that, after all, having, from Maslow's hierarchy, if you see that, biological desires, the own, safety, security will be having, but our resilience will be somewhere, middle of the Maslow's hierarchy. But we will be learning some things, sometimes because we are not imbibing some things genetically, but we'll be learning. For them, I believe that something comes through genetic, and most of the time they learn it because they tend to do. If they are not learning, they will be ending of their lives. So they have to learn because life throws challenges to them that they have to learn it. That's it.
Very good, Raju sir. That's a very good observation. That's what people who actually undergo a lot of traumatic incidents in their life very often are more resilient than people who are in that, very calm and a peaceful life. These are the people who will actually struggle because they have never faced any kind of failure in their life. As you rightly observed, this is a very good observation. Thank you for sharing, sir. That's one of the reasons why these people are having more resilient than anybody else. Yes, thank you so much, Raj.
The struggle for surviving itself
Yes.
will make them resilient, I think.
Very true, very true. It's a natural tendency that we people have in general. So those things just bring up the thing out. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, Ananya, for your valuable time again. So,
Sure, I'm really happy today. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much. If you have any doubts, you can always contact me. Message me. My number is there in the group, and yeah, I'm very happy to see all of you. Thank you. Bye, bye, ma'am. Continue with your class.
bye, Ananya.
Bye, Kanaka, ma'am. Bye, Deepa, ma'am. I don't know when these people join, but yeah.
Ananya, if you understand, because
Yes.
the students from Holy Cross have their exams until 5
Yeah,
o'clock.
yes.
So they will be joining slowly. The number will really pop up now.
Okay, I'm glad. We will have a session again with them, ma'am. Anyways, yes.
Tomorrow.
Bye. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Take care. Yeah,
Bye.
I'll leave, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Okay. So before to start our next session, if you have a paper and pen, I would like to give a small activity to you. It is about imagine, or if it is a real problem also, your friend has had some suffering, okay? Your friend has suffered a problem It can be a real thing or an imagination, doesn't matter. Please write your response to that problem in few lines, just 2 or 3 lines. Take a small problem and how you would to respond to that problem. Can you please do it? I'll give a couple of minutes. Are you clear about the activity that I'm talking? You can imagine, or it can be a real problem. Write the problem in a line, and please do write your response, meaning if a friend is telling a problem to you, you're going to respond to that problem now. So what are the words that you will tell, or how do you, convince them, or how do you soothe them, or how do you, support them? Just write it in few lines. I will give a couple of minutes and then we can see what we can do further. I can give you a prompt. For example, one of the friends suffered some problem and I would say, don't feel bad. You're not alone. I'm there for you. I can help you with what I can do. We can also ask for support from other people. Like that. You can just talk to that person in words, you, using the word you. Are you done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now I would like you to feel that problem is your problem and what will be your approach to that same problem. You understand? First, you are talking to your friend about that problem because it is a problem for your friend. Okay. Now imagine the same problem is your problem. Be genuine to write how you would tackle that. How would be your feeling handling that problem? That is the second part of the activity. Siddharth, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Are you doing the activity as well?
I'm doing, ma'am.
Good, good, good. How was your exam, Siddharth?
Easy, ma'am. It's very nice, but
Easy,
always
easy.
facing a technical problem. Today also we are facing a technical problem
Worldwide, worldwide.
because question paper uploaded lately only.
Oh, it was not out before your exam. Pathetic.
No, no, no. It's not
I'm
out. It's a
joking.
real.
I'm joking, Siddharth. So have you done? So I leave the choice to you. If you are really happy to share that response in this session, you're more than welcome. Or you can help, but I would need definitely one volunteer to explain what it is going to be. Can I have one volunteer, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It's Sangeeta, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah. So first, just
Come to listen to the problem first, ma'am. The problem first.
okay. So should I share my problem?
Yeah, the problem that you have taken as an example. Then only
Okay.
we can understand that.
Okay. So first, I'll tell mine. Like I had a problem with my close friend recently.
Okay.
So in that time, I was isolated myself from my family and friends. So I was really seeking a good friend to help me out to come out from this problem. So whenever I get up in the early like morning, or whenever I feel, I wanted to call to that friend and ask for some solution for my feelings, what I felt was right or wrong.
Okay.
Or should I react in this manner, or should I respond like this? So I really wanted to take help from my friend.
Okay.
And I was thinking that everyone will be facing the same feelings or emotions as I feel when they are also facing the same problem like me, or any other problem like.
Okay.
And so then sorry, initially I will feel like with whom I will share this my problem with any of my friends. I should trust the person, right?
Okay.
So I will seek my friends who with whom I can trust, then I'll
Okay.
share.
Okay. We will keep it. Thank you for sharing, Sangeeta ma'am. We will keep this in one side, and I would like to hear from another volunteer. Yeah, Vishal. First, tell me the problem that your friend faced. I hope you understood it. Okay, the problem that your friend faced.
Okay, ma'am, actually, the problem here I taken, and many times we undergone for this actually is that tackling a teenage boy. Okay, teenage son. My both of our sons are friends actually. So this problem by we experienced it. Really, we experienced it. My friend got some problem with his son, so she doesn't know how to tackle it. She shared with me. That time I helped her by telling we can tackle. If we are mother to him, we have the talent to tackle him. So first calm down ourselves, please. Then I talked with her, and I know her view about his son, and I said, don't expect from him, don't like that. I give some words to with talking with her, and then I talk with her son, like that. What do you feel with her, with your mom? What the difficulty now here going on, like that. Then I asked them, both of them, to talk straightly, and I come out of that a picture. This is the problem we solved that, and I said, this is the problem, so you can solve by yourself. So please do like this in each and every time. Don't take others for help. So please, you go through like that. The same issues
Happens to you.
the same come to me. So I thought actually, if it is, that problem is for my friend, I feel little bit relaxed, and I think of that I can do like that. The same problem for me. First I get tensed, but I think once we solve that problem, so here we are undergoing. So we have to calm down ourselves. Then we need to take some help like that. After some time, I talked with my son straightly that we need to talk for some time. So please give some time for me to talk with you. And I asked him, what's the problem? And what are you expecting me to do this? And now I'm expecting this from you. What we need to do for this problem? We both talk, and we make some rules for that. How to I asked with him, and how to he asked with me, how to deal with us. After that, the no problem, no issues we got underdone to this actually. This is the ma'am.
No, great. That was a great gentle woman and a gentle boy agreement. Happy about it. Very nicely done, Vishalakshi. And do somebody wants to share, or you want to keep it to yourself? That's up to you. If I have more volunteers, that's well and good. Do you want to say something, Kanaga ma'am, Siddharth, Gerald? That is coming up now.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
I want to share in Tamil, ma'am. Is it possible?
Okay, you can talk, Siddharth. I can translate it to Raj.
Because that's only அப்பதான் கொஞ்சம் ஃபீலிங்கா இருக்கு அதுக்காக.
Okay, okay.
ஆக்சுவலா ஃப்ரெண்டு இருக்காங்க, ரொம்ப க்ளோஸ். 10 இயர்ஸா க்ளோஸ் ஃப்ரெண்டு. பாத்தீங்கன்னா அவர் வந்து ஒரு பொண்ணு லவ் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாரு.
Okay.
What he
சித்தார்த்
faces.
ஒரு
Yes, ma'am.
நிமிஷம் இது நீங்க வெளியே சொல்லலாம்னு இருந்தா சொல்லுங்க, அதர்வைஸ் நோ இஷ்யூஸ்.
No,
இட்ஸ்
இல்ல
இன் தி
issue
ரெக்கார்டிங்.
madam.
ஓகே ஓகே
It's okay. இது வந்து ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் தான், அதை தான் சொல்ல வரேன்.
ஓகே ஓகே. இல்ல, இஃப் யூ ஃப்ரீ டு டு இட் யூ வெல்கம் சித்தார்த். சொல்லிடுறேன் முன்னாடி, ஐ அம் கிவிங் தி டிஸ்க்ளைமர். ஓகே
அதான் நேம் சொல்லல, அதுக்காக தான் ஃப்ரெண்ட் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு.
ஓகே 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 ஓகே. 7 billion people are there in the world, anybody can be. ஓகே
பாத்தீங்கன்னா ரொம்ப ட்ரஸ்ட் ஹோப் வச்சிருந்தான் அந்த பொண்ணு மேல. பட் இப்ப சடனா இவனோட எக்கனாமிக்கல் பேக்ரவுண்ட் கொஞ்சம் வீக் ஆக ஆக அந்த பொண்ணு கொஞ்சம் என்ன சொல்றது, இவனை கொஞ்சம் ஹோப் டிக்ரீஸ் ஆயிட்டே வருது அந்த பொண்ணுக்கு. ஸோ இப்ப இவன் ஃபேஸ் பண்ற ப்ராப்ளம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா 2 ப்ராப்ளம் ஃபேஸ் பண்றான். ஒன்னு எக்கனாமிக்கல் ப்ராப்ளம் ஒண்ணு, அதே சமயம் வந்து அந்த பொண்ணுகிட்ட இருந்த ஹோப் போயிட்டு இருக்கு. ஸோ அந்த ஃபேசிங் 2 கான்சிக்வன்சஸ். அப்ப என்னன்னா, என்கிட்ட வந்து சொல்லும்போது நம்ம சொல்றது என்னன்னா, ஒண்ணும் பிரச்சனை இல்ல, கொஞ்சம் இம்ப்ரூவ் பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஏதாவது பிசினஸ் ஐடியாஸ் இருந்தா புதுசா பாரு. சப்போஸ் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ஆல் வந்து உன்னோட எக்கனாமிக்கல் கூடணும்னா கண்டிப்பா நீ நெக்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டெப் போகணும். ஸோ நெக்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டெப்புக்கு நீ போகும்போது கண்டிப்பா வந்து ஒரு பாசிபிலிட்டிஸ் இருக்கும். அதை பண்ணு அப்படின்னு சொல்லப்ப சர்ச் பண்ணிட்டே இருந்தான். இப்ப இப்போ ஃபர்தரா வந்து நெக்ஸ்ட் இன்னொரு கம்பெனிக்கு மூவ் பண்ண போறான். ஸோ அதுல இருந்தே கொஞ்சம் எக்கனாமிக்கல் ஸ்டேஸ் அவனுக்கு கண்டிப்பா கூட போகுது. ஆனா இன்னமும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஃபேசிங் சேம் இஷ்யூ, மீன்ஸ் அந்த கேர்ள்ட்ட இருந்தா இஷ்யூ ஃபேஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கான். அந்த ப்ராப்ளம்க்கு வந்து நம்ம என்னதான் சொல்யூஷன் கொடுத்தாலும் அவனால ஏத்துக்க முடியல சம்டைம்ஸ். ஸோ அதுக்குதான் இதுதான் இந்த
So it is about your friend who had that problem. Now you have to tell, if you were in that situation, how would you handle it?
பிகாஸ் ஐ கெட் எமோஷனலி என்ன சொல்றது, கொஞ்சம் ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் ஆயிடுவேன் கண்டிப்பா. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ஆல் வந்து ஒன்று ஃபேமிலிஸோட கண்டிப்பா வந்து நம்மளால ஒரு மிங்கிள் ஆக முடியாது. ஒரு ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸோ
you feel very lonely in that situation.
இப் சப்போஸ் வந்து ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸோ யாரோ வந்து வெளியே கூட்டு போலாம் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாலும் நமக்கு அந்த மைண்ட் செட்டே வராது, மூடே வராது வெளியே போறதுக்கோ இல்லை எந்த ஒரு ஒர்க் பண்றதுக்கோ. பிகாஸ் வந்து நம்ம என்ன பண்ணிருப்போம் ஸ்டார்டிங்ல, ஓகே இவங்க தான் நம்ம ஒரு லைஃப் பார்ட்னரு, ஸோ லைஃப் லாங் வந்து ஒரு ரிலேஷன்ஷிப்ல இருப்போம் அப்படின்னு நினைச்சிருப்போம். சடனா இந்த மாதிரி ஹோப் ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் பிரேக் ஆகுறப்ப கண்டிப்பா அன்எக்ஸ்பெக்டட் சுச்சுவேஷன்ஸ் இதெல்லாம் கண்டிப்பா தவிர்க்க முடியாத சூழ்நிலையும் ஆயிரும்.
Thank you Siddharth, you are emotionally so beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Kadari, I give you a small translation about what Siddharth shared to us now. He explained the problem about, you understood?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Okay, he was telling about his friend. The task was write a problem that your friend faced and what would be your role in it. And if the problem is to yourself, how would you handle it? That was the task. And Siddharth shared that his friend had a relationship with a girl. I mean, he was in an lover. And they both were very nice. And at one point of time, the girl started to feel a little bit of insecurity with the guy because the boy is really economically low. And so that girl started to, maintain distance, or some kind of disturbance happened in that relationship.
Yeah.
So Siddharth has suggested his friend, do not worry, your love is true. So you have to find the ways to make that girl feel secure about yourself and the relationship. So go for business ideas and you can improve your financial situation. And the boy has attempted it and he is slowly working on it and has come a little bit higher than what he was. Okay. But the problem has not been sorted out because I think the girl is expecting a lot from the guy. So it is their problem. But Siddharth said if he was in the same situation, he would really feel very lonely, disturbed. Maybe he can also feel depressed, can't go in his normal life or something like this.
Yeah.
So this is his experience. So out of what we heard from Sangeeta ma'am, Vishal and Siddharth, can you guess what today's topic is going to be? And it's me who is going to talk about it.
Suicidal tendencies or
depression? No, not really. I'm going to share you the PT and you will see what it is. To yours.
Okay. One second.
Presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Can one of you say it louder? What it is?
Self-compassion.
Exactly.
Can you mute your mic, please?
Yeah. So the activity that we did for the last 10 minutes, it is just to make us understand what self-compassion is. You know, compassion is caring for other people. Self-compassion includes caring for ourselves. You know, when we try to solve a problem for our dear ones or for a family or a friend, we always pay our fullest attention to it. We give all our love, kindness, gentleness into that problem, and we keep themselves very comfortable. I hope all of you agree to it. And the same comes to us. Are we giving the same love to ourselves? Are we having patience and kindness to the same level? It is still a bigger question. If you are doing the same to yourself and to also others, hats off to you. Please be the same as you are. Okay. So when it comes to self, it is the prime quality a person will possess that will differentiate you from others. Self is mainly about introspection or self-awareness or reflective actions. You know, when something happens, for example, your feedbacks for the past sessions, you said like the sessions helps in introspecting your own things, right? That is mainly about self. So when something happens, you try to relate it to yourself and you see where you are and how you are. It is about self. Psychology of self, you know, it is represented in 3 different ways. 1 is cognitive, 2 is cognitive, 3 is affective. Can someone say what's the difference between cognitive, cognitive, and affective? One of you?
Yeah, cognitive is thought process. Hello?
Right, Raju, right.
Emotional aspect, feeling. Cognitive.
Perfect. Excellent, Raj. Thank you for your answer. So to add to what Raj has said, cognitive, it is about what you know, what you think. Okay, it is about your brain actions. It is cognitive. Cognitive is, it is an action or behavior. Whether you want to do something or you don't want to do something, it is action oriented. Okay, action star is cognitive. Okay, thinking star is cognitive. And affective is your feeling. Okay, so cognitive is the thinking process or the knowing process. Cognitive is willing to do something, it is an act. Okay, and affective is feeling something, caring for someone, or to feel about a situation or something else. So all these 3 are interconnected, and these will give an experience as a psychology for self. Comes to compassion, I told you, it is about feeling sympathy for someone. You know, when someone is suffering really with pain, or you know, or feeling bad, or something happened like a misfortune, we try to give them more care and concern, and you try to chill them out. This is called compassion, but it has also to be for ourselves. Okay, what Gautama Buddha says, I think you all know Buddha and he is world famous. What he says, if you don't include yourself in compassion, it is incomplete. That means compassion includes yourself and others. Okay. Self-compassion. Self-compassion, it is really finding balance between accepting yourself as you are and finding a way to improve if you need to improve on some aspects. Okay, so instead of criticizing someone, meaning complaining or blaming someone for their mistake, it is important to understand, accept, and work towards that mistake. You don't repeat it in the future. So Kristen Neff, she is the champion of self-compassion research. She is very passionate about doing research on self-compassion, and she is one of the leading researcher since a decade. What she has told about self-compassion is there are three important components in self-compassion. They are self-kindness, meaning being kind to yourself. Most of us know what is kindness, but have you ever imagined how it would be if you are kind to yourself? It is really tough to visualize, even to me. I mean, like, I'm speaking about it, I can have the feel of it, but I'm just thinking about the situation where I have been kind to myself. It is a question. So it is about humanity and mindfulness. These three are the important components of self-compassion. Nef. Whatever we are going to talk or know about self-compassion in today's session, it is mostly based on her research and her philosophies on self-compassion. So self-kindness. Most of us, when you are feeling distressed or when you're feeling bad about something, what do we talk to ourselves? Oh my God, I'm not able to do this at all. It's nonsense thing. It happens only to me. I am the only victim for this. Why only to me? Why it is not happening? It is all the negative self-talk that we do ourselves. We might not imagine about self-kindness, but when it comes to the negative self-talk, I think every one of us have an experience, right? In a very bad sense. Why only this? This is one common dialogue we do. Why this to me only? Always happening. I can't handle it. So let us not do negative self-talk and replace that with kind words. It's okay. You're not just alone. Not only you is facing the problem, many people are there. You have to find a way to overcome it. That is self-kindness. We are talking about humanity in many places, in many sessions, in many aspects. But we have to agree completely that humanity is our human quality. We are talking humanity because it is not present everywhere. We are all human beings. Okay, there are also animals on this earth. That is different. But as a human being, I think we have to have humanity. Since it is missing in certain places, we also have to think about it and we have to grow that feeling. And we have to understand and accept that human beings are not just to cherish success. We are also having an experience to face failures in our life. So this is the understanding and acknowledgement about humanity. Okay, mindfulness. We had enough idea and enough discussion or understanding about mindfulness in this course from Subha ma'am. So all that ideas in minds, we have to understand that being mindful helps us to be self-compassionate. And from a course, there is also one thing called telephone meditation. Can you believe it? What is telephone meditation? Have you ever heard about it? It was I can see from some of your faces, I had the same feeling when I heard the word for the first time recently. Telephone meditation means when there is a call on your phone, what you would do. Can you unmute and talk just for a minute? I can't see your chat. Just a minute. Yeah, I got my chat. No. When there is a telephone ringing, what would you do?
We will take and say hello.
You will rush. If the phone is in the hall and if you are in the kitchen, when it rings, immediately you will rush, leave all your work there and just go. It is a human tendency and a normal tendency. Whereas in telephone meditation, we are suggested not to do that right away. Take the ring, feel that your phone is ringing, be mindful about the tune on the phone, get closer slowly, just see who is calling, think about the person, and then pick. That few seconds of mindfulness will definitely bring about a big change in our body and in mind. So I tried it after hearing to it, but that actually works. But I'm not sure whether we are doing it all the time. So this is one interesting thing I learned recently about telephone meditation. So what they're trying to say is the act, either it be small or big, short or long, doesn't matter. Trying to be mindful consciously will definitely have a bigger change and a positive change in our body and minds. This is what I wanted to say on this slide. So we are going to see some of the common benefits of self-compassion. It increases motivation. It boosts, because instead of talking about the negative things that's happening in our in our experience or in any situation, you try to be kind and gentle with yourself. Then automatically, since we are talking about three different things about cognitive, conative, and affective, if we can train ourselves to be kind to our own selves, we can always boost happiness. And it improves body image. How does self-compassion improves body image? Most of us normally feel bad about our ourselves, like we are just little bit chubby, or we are not that tall, or we are like both the features and also the image of our body. But instead, if we try to accept that is us, it is us, and when we start to love our own body, it is also a part of self-compassion. It's a self-worth. You feel proud about yourself, and automatically self-compassion will lead to self-worth. Resilience. I think Ananya spoke really nice about resilience. When you can integrate resilience in your qualities, definitely you feel more good about yourself, and it fosters, being self-compassionate results in resilience. If you're more resilient, it is one good thing that you have to think about yourself. It will indeed contribute to a better self-compassion. Self-compassion reduces anxiety because you try to accept and agree to the situation. You mindfully accept it, what it is happening. You become self-aware of what it is happening. And being imperfect is not a problem. Being imperfect, sometimes it is okay. It is okay to be not okay. So that you all are aware of. After working out things on anxiety and stress, it can also help in reducing depression. Self-compassion reduces, and it improves well-being. How happy the faces are here. So when we try to, self-compassion is about including yourself along with others. So when you try to be so nice to you, it is the same way you be to others also. So it helps in improving the total well-being. So it is self-compassion can bring you. So self-compassion can bring you more motivation. It can reduce your anxiety. It can reduce your depression. It can reduce stress. So it has a lot of things, and having all these qualities, it definitely shows an improvement in the total quality of our lives. So there are research findings on self-compassion. So what it's saying is like it is synopsis of what we have discussed in the previous slides. So there are some important points. The first point is strong prediction of well-being. So people who are really self-compassionate, they feel less depressed, they become less anxious, and they don't, as Raj said about the suicidal thing in the beginning of the session, it also helps in reducing the decisions towards suicides and something like that. And more increasingly, it will result in positive emotions like optimism and a better hope for the future. So when it comes to self-esteem and self-compassion, so self-esteem is it is about feeling positive about oneself, but self-compassion is not just the positive judgment. It is about accepting everything that happens to you and how you relate that things to yourself. So there is some difference. Self-esteem is always and often considered as positive feeling of you. Self-compassion is just not the positive judgment. It is about acceptance of the feelings or whatever things that happens to you as you become the subject of that particular experience. So it is based on the social comparison. As in self-compassion, you don't have to compare at all. You feel better in yourself and you be the best, because just human beings and always there need positive and negative things in one place. Talks about the resilient coping. When you face really a tough time, either it be a trauma or any relationship problem or any problem at smaller or at bigger levels, then you feel more stronger, and this becomes a predictor of your future mental health and emotional problems. So when you try to be more resilient, you deal your problems in a better way. Healthy behavior. So when a person is suffering, either it be or you or someone, when there is more self-compassion, you try to make better choices for that situation. Like Vishal shared about her experience with her friend's son and her own son. We see that when she has got already an experience with her friend's son, she tries easily to accept the same for her, and she can make better choices. And thus they ended with the gentlewoman and the gentle boy agreement. That works out really well. So it is very nice to be self-compassionate and be a healthy person, both in body and in mind. So they say that people who are more self-compassionate make healthier and more caring choices for themselves and their future. So it is about more compassion for others. So as already said, self-compassion is being good, being kind, being gentle, being a better person of yourself. And that definitely help you to look other people and their situation in a better way, so that you could be of help also to the other people and you develop more compassion for others. Interpersonal relationship. So interpersonal is your relationship with other people. You don't be so selfish because you know what you are and you understand what others would face also. So in this situation, if you're not selfish, you try to become more friendly, more intimate, and also you tend to give more, and you have less control over the other people. You don't expect the other people just to listen to you, and you try to accept. So there are some strategies for self-compassion. So if we have to concentrate on the important points, it is said like how we treat someone else. That is what we tried as a task before the session. When there is a rejected or when there is a failing situation, what would we try to and self-talk? As I told you, we should really neglect the negative self-talk and ignore it completely and practice only positive affirmations to be more self-compassionate. Comfort yourself with a physical gesture. I don't know. I have a personal experience that when I do something really nice, not quite often, but sometimes I do, well done to myself. So everybody, awesome, wow, great. It's a kind of physical gesture. You talk to yourself. You never mind. You have done your university exams, okay? But you are alone at your home with the results. You have passed with first class distinction, university rank holder #1. How would you feel? How would you express? You will just break something, or you will just. Vishal, are you telling me? You do like this, isn't it? Some do like this, and some do like this, and some do like this. So a physical gesture itself, see, being more expressive will make you more self-compassionate. So we are trying to understand all these things we have faced or we have had in the past are there existing in different places. So we are just trying to pull them all like a magnet and put it in yourself, inside your body, and you feel more energetic and magnetic to attract only the positive things and deal the negative things in a better way. This is what self-compassionate is all about. Affirmations. Affirmations generally they are used in many places, say for gratitude or for forgiveness or for whatever, there are nice self-compassionate affirmations. I'm going to share some of it that are my favorite personally. There are many self-compassionate positive affirmations available online. Okay. We know certain things and we learn also from others. So I'm going to present you what are the affirmations that you can really follow if you like it and if you are interested. If you can talk those lines to you every day, I'm sure you're going to hit another level of becoming more self-compassionate. So I've got just 10 of them, and you're going to say every day, I'm ready and willing to practice being more compassionate. It definitely not have to be in English, in your own language, and you can talk in your own kind way, and you can talk in your own nicer way. When we are feeling more anxious or stressed, our heart beats like we can't handle it, isn't it? So one heartbeat at a time, you're better. That means you're free from nervous things. Okay, you're on your point, or you are very normal, and you say whatever you have done is the best and it is enough. Feel contented. That content feeling also will make you feel better, and you feel your life as a blessing. I'm born, I'm living, I'm doing my best, so it is enough. Why do I have to bother and compare myself with others and feel bad? That is not necessary. As Raj said rightly in the previous session, it is not just resilient that can be trained, and you can train yourself and you can live with it. Okay, so you say, you be a honest person and you believe in honesty. You know, honesty is talking the truth, because if you live on lies, you have to say one for the other, and you will build a big fort that someone, and it doesn't give mental happiness to you. So it is always safe to be on the truthful side. Okay, and if you suffer a problem, you have to accept it. It is okay. It is okay to be tired. It is okay to be dull. It is okay to be sad. But what you have to talk is like, being sad is definitely going to affect yourself and also your family. Come on, anyway, this too shall pass. That should be your motivating statement. This also will go, because all of us have faced a lot of situations in the past that has given feeling. But can you remember all of them now? No, you don't remember all of them. And it is you who really fought and been a warrior to be against those evil things, and you are in a better place now. So if you keep following and doing it in all your life, definitely we are going to have a better feeling, have more positive vibrations, and then spread positivity to the entire world as much we can, isn't it? And also we have to be happy to accept and agree that mistakes are really common, and from the mistakes we have an attitude to learn. Actually, we don't have to see, it is okay to make mistakes, but the best thing that we have to learn is to not to repeat them. We can't repeat the same mistakes and ask for excuse. When it is really not good, let us not do it again. Making it once or twice is okay. Let us learn from it. Okay, and we have got a beautiful soul inside, and like when we live, we don't really appreciate it, we don't really acknowledge it. When we don't really treat it well. But once, I'm not trying to give a bad I'm not trying to bring a bad memory, but just think, when someone has left, our dear one or someone that we know well has left this world, we pray, may the soul rest in peace. So we wish the soul to be peace even after left. Why not be appreciated? Why not be celebrated when we are alive? Isn't it? Let us do it. Let us take a chance to do it. And you need your own love. You are deserved to be loved because you love yourself. So I'm trying to practice some of these statements regularly in my life, and I can feel a change. So if you like, and if you're really interested to bring about a change in your life, you can also do it. These are just my favorite statements. You can choose anything that you want to be. Guided meditation, meditation also helps. And as we spoke about the telephone meditation, each and every, and Subha ma'am rightly said, when you are focusing and concentrating in something, that itself is meditation. And to me, talking to you on self-compassion is a meditation now. And to you, listening to self-compassion is a meditation now. So what is important is we have to be mindful. Wherever we are, whatever we talk, mindfulness comes in the place. And when we are mindful about our act that we are doing, definitely it will end up in a very good change, and it will be really a nice consequence. How many of you have got an experience of writing a love letter? Have you got an experience of writing love letters? Some answers, please. I can't see your chats.
மேம் பக்கா அதுல நாங்க சக்சஸ் ஆயிதா மேரேஜ் எங்களுக்கு.
Super, super. Well done, well done. Somebody, Siddharth, are you in the lane?
Yes, ma'am.
I believe. Have you got any experience?
No, ma'am.
Don't worry, I won't show this to your mummy, okay? Okay. So we have got experience of writing love letters, either it be your boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife or to mom. we are always happy to write some love words to others. Do we have an experience of writing a letter to self? People who are regularly having the habit of writing their diary, their journal, regular journal, they will definitely write. But still, there is a question whether it be a love letter or something like, scolding someone or scolding ourselves inside. So it will be really interesting if you can try this task as an activity for yourself. You don't have to post it to me, but just I believe in your honesty and genuineness for taking this task. Write 1-page letter to yourself. Will you do?
Yes, definitely, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Please, you don't have, if you wish, you can share it with me in the mail, or please do tell your experiences tomorrow in a couple of minutes, how you really felt. But if you will really like it, I wish you will take it forward in all your life. Okay? Good. The relationship between compassion, motivation, all about bringing all good feelings together, accepting the negative situations, mindfully accepting it, being self-aware, and trying to be imperfect in some places, try not to repeat the mistakes that we are doing. It can be mistakes, but different mistakes, okay? Don't do the same mistakes. It is just not an advice. It is just a principle that we all can try together in life for a better life. Not just for us, but mainly for us. Self-care is becoming the priority of the world because we are not caring so much. People are researching more on it. It is just because it is becoming the need of the hour. We always tend to give, but as you all know about love tanks and whatever tank that we need inside, only if it is full, we can share it. So be responsible only for what we can be. Take control of what only we can. Okay, let us not think about things that is not really in our hands and really feel bad, take so much stress, and So what I would suggest is like not just with self-compassion. I mean, to beat out the stress, there are many things that we can do in everyday life. So let us not procrastinate. Procrastination is like delaying what has to be done now. Okay. We all wanted to do some nice exercises, nice meditation, nice yoga every day at 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay. But 6 o'clock never comes as we are sleeping until 8 o'clock. Don't worry, 6 o'clock is gone. Don't wait for the evening 6 o'clock. When you think about exercise, just stretch yourself. Okay, that is exercise. Don't delay or postpone anything that you want to do. So if you are at it, you are at it. I like some of the famous quotes of Dalai Lama personally, and because whenever I go on internet to see the motivational stuffs and something, Buddha and Dalai Lama takes an important place in motivating people. So what has Dalai Lama said is, for someone to develop genuine compassion towards others, firstly, he or she must have a basis upon which to cultivate compassion. That means, he says, that basis is the ability to connect to one's feeling and to care for one's own welfare. When you want to care for someone, you need a requirement or a quality. That quality is care for yourself. It is not very hard when we practice it and when we train upon it. Sure, I would like to thank him for giving such a nice opportunity. This is all about self-compassion that I wanted to talk to you. And so the floor is open for discussion. And if Raj has something to contribute on self-compassion, you're more welcome. Not only Raj, anybody who want to talk on the topic.
அதோட தங்கச்சி
Shall I, ma'am? Yeah.
தங்கச்சி பேரு
Ma'am, I want to share one thing, ma'am. Okay, you can.
Ma'am, actually,
Everybody will have a chance because we have got, I have been like 4 minutes before the time. So you have got time. Everyone share one point about.
yeah. Okay. Ma'am, actually, there is a Tirukural. Tomorrow I will share the perfect Tirukural for you. Now, today I will say the content only. Actually, in that Tirukural, what he says as, how should be a woman. Here we will take for that content for all. the woman first care of herself, then her belongings, then the surroundings. So that only gives happiness. Like that the cultural content will be. I always do this. First, I will feel my hungry. Then only I feed others. So yeah, if it is food, anything, I won't sacrifice. I will take care of myself because if I am healthy only, I can take care of my family. So in each and every point, I will take care of myself. If I am mentally healthy only, I can take care of others. If I'm happy only, I can take care of others. So I won't sacrifice totally. I will take care of myself and take care of others. This is actually easy working. If I'm taking myself caring, it is easy for me to taking others also. If I am angry, I can't make them as happy. So this is my experience. I thought to share with you. That's all. Thank you, ma'am.
Good, Visalakshi. That is really inspiring in one way. But I think if we are going to be mindful like this in everything we will do, we will become a better person, isn't it? So let's try more things than now. Kanaka ma'am is ready to say something.
திருக்குறள் வந்து தற்காத்து தற்கொண்டான் பேணி தகை சான்ற சொற்காத்து சோர்விலாள் பெண் அதானே.
So we have got a poet in the house. Thank you, Kanaka ma'am. You want to say something about self-compassion?
Yes, I want to share one thing. I am practicing the self-compassion and also meditation, but I have a self-empathy or self-sympathy in an increasing way, so that I am not able to get up at 4 o'clock. Because before 1 year ago, I practiced to get up at 4 o'clock, but I am not able to do this nowadays because I have more self-sympathy, because I am not having time to take rest in the daytime full. So I said to myself, you Kanaka, you can't get time to get leisure time, so you please lie down in the bed up to 6 o'clock. Even though I wake up at 4 o'clock, I'm not able to get up from my bed. This is the procrastination. I don't know what to say, but
This is self-compassion, because you're caring for yourself. You're talking to yourself. Kanaka, please don't get up because you're becoming super busy. Your body needs rest. Take care of yourself. This is not procrastination, because procrastination comes when it comes to priority and its importance. You're passing the whole day very fruitfully and productively, and you don't get up at 4 o'clock. It's not going to be a problem. Only when you miss out some important things that are really important and good for yourself, then you will feel about it. I definitely would say keep up your good work, Kanaka ma'am. You are really being more self-compassionate. To me, it looks like that.
இல்ல பிரம்ம முகூர்த்தத்துல எந்திக்கிறது வந்து ரொம்ப நல்லதுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அதனோட எஃபெக்ட் நமக்கு தெரியும். அப்ப அது எந்திக்கவே முடிய மாட்டேங்குது. ஆனா எந்திரிச்சே ஆகணும்ல. பிரம்ம முகூர்த்தத்துல ஒவ்வொரு நாளும் நம்ம அதை மிஸ் பண்ணிட்டே இருக்கிறோம்.
We can always be young, irrespective of how old we are. We can always be young at heart and mind. But I would say you have to agree, body is going with aging, and we have to genuinely accept it's not the same. We grow better mentally, but we also have to accept we are not equally good physically. You feel you are healthier. That is good. That's your emotional strength. But if your hand is paining, you can't lie to your body saying that you are having a very healthy hand. No, it's not true, because your hand is paining. You have to accept it and you have to treat it. So taking rest is really good. Listen to your mind and heart. Sometimes they speak together. Most of the time they are controversial, I know. Heart says something, mind says something else. But see what is good for you and stay healthy and happy. That's what I would say. You don't compel yourself to do whatever your mind is telling. Its expectations are like at another level. We have to think holistically how the best we can do. You are very nicely, spending your day. That's good.
I am, ma'am, something.
Yeah, sure. You're more welcome.
Yeah, self-compassion leads to, these days, since WhatsApp came and all, I am, maybe this is fortunate or unfortunate, I'm seeing somebody who is updating status of psychology are easily. I mean, the one thing in psychology, when we all study in psychology, that when thought is, when your cognition is working, your emotion is less. See, when your emotion is less and your cognition is high. So when it comes to problems with their cognition, is having emotional problems, they are so that's it. But personally, even if we are having some cognition won't work because small ideas until somebody says it. So what happens is somebody like there are so many people like students and elders, they are updating their status. And like for me, in our psychology fraternity, we are getting to know that something is happening to the person. So it's been several days we are warning somebody. That recently one incident happened. I was warning somebody that he might do something. So he is in harmful, some emotional turmoil. We were thinking that he will be doing something to himself. We were still afraid of, because of seeing his status and all, somebody committed suicide. So one of his own relative, so very young person, 18, 17 years old guy, by seeing this guy used to update his status like how to commit suicide and all. I was warning that guy, that I was alerting in my village that this guy is going to do something. They all went and started consoling and talking to him. The next day, after seeing that status, somebody of his relative committed suicide. So that with the same similar way how he updated status by touching it a transformer, when he held it his hand and he died. So this is happening nowadays, and it is, I'm telling another one, self-compassion will lead to self-care. If somebody is not including their self, if you are not including yourself in your self-compassion, you are not there. That is not called as self-compassion. Okay, once the self-compassion is there, they will take about self-care. Okay.
Exactly, Raju. Because you're telling the exact words of Buddha. I see you as Buddha now, really. Because he said, if you are not compassionate to yourself, then compassion is incomplete.
Yeah, and you won't care also. You won't take care about yourself. And another one, sympathy. See, sympathy and dependence. Somebody, many of them, they just wanted to depend on sympathy. See, once they are mastering in sympathy, procrastination in a way, it's okay that they will manage the life. But sympathy, if they are mastering, one of the biggest whatever ethical mistake which they are committing in their life is that sympathy, seeking for sympathy. Sympathy, for me, like I understood, whoever sought sympathy, almost they became non-functional in their lives. Whoever starts seeing sympathy. So that's one thing. Another, in Instagram, I think. So there are two paths. One is relational path and spiritual path to self-compassion. So once you are spending time with your relatives, friends, and all, your self-compassion will tend to increase, it seems. And once you are spending your time spiritual, spending with nature, spending spiritual activities, spiritual as in it is not, religious. Many of them will consider religion. They'll confuse between religion and spirituality. Spirituality is about understanding higher being, higher nature. So once you start spending the nature and yourself, your mind and your activities, then it will also increase your self-compassion. There are two, most important parts. That is, one is relational, spiritual. These two things I want to have, and that's it.
Very nice, Raju. Thank you so much, because I did not touch about God things in this presentation, because everyone have their own view about it.
Yeah.
But spirituality, I've heard also in other presentations before, not very many, just few of them. Spirituality to most people is related to religion, but you have rightly said and strongly said it is not just religion, it is something about your own inner self, isn't it? So thank you for contributing such a great thing in this session, and it is very well taken. And also about the relationships also, I think we can easily affect or influence somebody's by a message, and especially when you said about WhatsApp, if we can put some nonsense message, people are trying to relate themselves, not for the good things. This message is meant for me or for someone else, or whom they are trying to target. They don't understand the essence. Okay, they are trying to relate themselves. So it is better to be more positive in whatever way we communicate. That was what you shared, Raju. Thank you very much.
The problem is, like, one can suggest that, see, ma'am, it's not our, these days, example, for elders, 21, 22 above and all, it is that in our conscience that we can understand how much, we are, trapped ourselves in social media and how to control. In a way, still we lose control. But when it comes to adolescents, pre-adolescents and early adolescents, children, they are not able to control. Yesterday in Telangana happened that I could see in newspaper in my village, one suicide happened in lockdown. And in my district, 2-3 happened. Yesterday there was a suicide happened that somebody is playing PUBG game, his father scolded, committed suicide. So the problem itself is that, without internet we are not able to live. When with internet we are having so many problems. But what is happening is, for them, the pre-adolescent brain is in a dilemma. It is in a confused state. They are not understanding. But even the elders, they are addicted to government employees. Everybody, they are addicted to the social media, and they are not at all utilizing their time in productive ways. And we have seen this recently. You can also see. I can suggest that if anybody want to see, there is a documentary called Social. They have directed in excellent way that they have showed everything in a perfect way, that whatever it is happening in social media, that how Facebook and social media going to control our each and every small moment, the next second, the next moment, next day, what I am and you are going to think also, that is depicted in this, and your minds will blow like if you watch that documentary.
It is called Social Dilemma.
Yes, ma'am.
Social
This social dilemma, and once we see, it is like, I am a specimen. He is making me stand on a podium. He is operating my behavior, that they are experimenting that with the human brains, that the next minute what message reply is friends. Also, he is expecting that with 100% accuracy, not a 99.99. So that in future, our intentions, personalities, personal life, spirituality, behavior, everything that, whatever the statistical prediction we make, that they are doing it with Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp. That is all, done by, taken care by Facebook Research Center.
Excellent.
So
excellent. Yeah, I agree with whatever you say. I think having spoken about different positive things so far, I think it is always important to take only seeing the best thing in whatever is present in front of your eye, not the gray area of what it is.
Yeah.
So with that note, we are completing our today's session, and thank you for your nice participation and valuable contribution from all of you, and special appreciations to Resilient Raj, because he adds up more value to the topics every time. Keep it up. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow with the twin sisters Akshaya and Ananya on their sessions. Okay, let's wait to rock the floor tomorrow. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.